Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Wednesday, September the 22nd market update. On the economic front, the weekly petroleum status report showed a 1 million barrel rise in inventories, showed gasoline demand was down slightly, and distillate demand was up. On deck for tomorrow are the weekly jobless claims at 8:30 Eastern Time. Estimate is for 450,000. We'll also have the monthly existing home sales at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and we'll get the weekly nat gas report at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The dollar and oil were down. Gold, silver, and copper were up. Light sweet crude futures were on the November contract now, so they were down 26 cents to settle at $74.71 a barrel. So we're taking a look at the dollar. Dollar just pretty much got creamed today. Not good. So I'm still trying to figure out where it's going to stop, or if ever. I had, I think, a trend line like this drawn yesterday, and I thought, well, maybe it's going to bottom here, or, may never bottom. But then today I tried this. We'll see. This is more clear back to March of '09. From here, touched here, went through here. We've touched here. So we touched here. So I don't know. We'll see if it gets support down in here or not. I don't, a little bit of buying up, but we didn't finish the day as low, but who knows if it will ever stop falling. So let's go take a look at the West Texas Intermediate Crude Point Figure Chart. Still got this look like a triangle forming. We're still right in here, so no change there today. Let's take a look at the Dow. Dow closed down 21 points to 10,739. S&P closed down 5 points to 1,134. NASDAQ closed down 15 points to 2334. And the Russell closed down 8 points to 656. The Dow held the best, being down 0.20%. And the Russell was the weakest for the second day in a row, down 1.2%. Volume was above average for the Qs and the like IWM, but actually a little below average for like the diamonds and the SPY. So looking at the Dow, talked about, looks like we probably have some resistance up here from where we've touched before on this uptrend line, and but we're still holding up here. So it had a decent day. We didn't fall apart or anything. It was fine. Still holding 1130. We did get down as low as 1,131, which is actually about where it's at. So we're still holding this to support. Got the 1150 resistance. So we'll see. We may do this for a few days. Who knows? Seems like we've done it here. We've done it here. A little bit here, a little bit there, consolidated here, a few days here. So we'll see what we do here. But again, we're everything's holding up fine. And NASDAQ held up as well. Still looks fine. Let's take a look at gold. Gold moving a little higher, pulled back off its highs on the GLD, the ETF, the SLV. It actually made another new high, and it held its pretty well. Copper, JJC, copper ETF, breaking out higher. Didn't have a lot of volume behind it though, but it still looks good. Euro FXE. So we broke out. We've touched here and here, so we broke out above that, and it definitely pulled back off of its highs today. And there wasn't a lot of volume behind this this gap up today. Not like there was here, and then the selling here. So. I don't know, maybe we're headed back up here in this, channel up that we're in. VIX actually a little bit higher today, not a whole lot. We're still hanging around in here. It didn't move a whole lot, but it was positive, up 0.72%. Financials still struggling. I think that's one of the things weighing on the market right here. Even though we did hold up fine, as the banks aren't, they keep struggling, and Goldman Sachs was down. So now we do have the 50-day. We have the 50-day underneath here. We'll see if we get any support down in here. We got a little bit of convergence of the 20 and the 50 and the 30 right in this area on the XLF. Let's go take a look at the McClellan oscillator on the NYSE. So we're at 3.78, so totally neutral. We aren't overbought, we're not oversold, we're just pretty neutral. We could go either way from here. Let's go to sectors. So 5 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The gold index, which is mostly the miners, Finished up 1.05%, and the bank index was the weakest, down 1.84%. So for Chart Watch, try to find a few new ideas, even though a lot of charts that we looked at before still look good. Start out with which actually idea we looked at before. Baidu still looking good. Kind of interested what it does up here. See if we kind of rejected a little bit off this uptrend line, but not a lot of volume today, but still holding up fine. Aluminum seems to be getting a bid here, so watch for a double bottom breakout here on AA. A lot of volume kicking in today, so watch for a breakout there. And then Century Aluminum actually did break out above its trend line and kind of been building a base here for quite some time underneath it. So it's another one to watch. Stillwater Mining broke out even higher today. It broke out here and it's broke out here, but it looks good for some higher prices, so it's looking pretty good. Of course, Netflix, that thing was on the back of the demise of Blockbuster. It just went flying higher today. It's incredible. CEG breaking out above the downtrend line today with volume. EIX breaking out higher. Tried to break out to a new high here. Let's go a little further out here. We got another high here, but I like how this actually, it's here and we finally broke out, come down, retested this trend line, so you should have support down here around 34, but a lot of volume coming in here for it to go higher. Hellspring breaking out even higher today. Hyatt Hotels. Lots of volume kicking in here, so it might be building for a breakout above this trend line. There's another one that's been going high horizontal here, trying to build a little bit of base underneath here. EJ continues to hold up fine, looks good. MMR hanging tough today, still looks good. Plantronics breaking out above the downtrend line today. Walter trying to get going, but man, every time it starts to get going, it pulls back. But it's got some volume behind it. It's dying to break out. But this Bruker Corporation, the head and shoulders bottom here. It's the same thing, man. It wanted to break out so bad today, and I think the market was a little bit weak, and it just struggled. But it's got a volume behind it, so still watching this one. I think this still looks really good. LVS breaking out, going a little bit higher today. Hogs breaking out of a bull flag today. Looks good with volume. THRX, huge breakout. Amex, American Mobile, AMX breaking out above the downtrend line. Let's go a little further, and looks good here. So it looks like it used this area for some support, and should have go a lot higher. SLW, Silver Wheaton, make a little tighter chart here, going higher. PDE going higher. FuelSys breaking out even higher today. YPro, it's one of these I like, where it's got an ascending triangle pattern here, and then it's breaking out higher, lots of volume. It looks good, so it's looking good for some higher prices. MTZ also looking good. Looks like it possibly bottomed here. You use this 55 for your stop. Of course, if you're trading, you probably wouldn't. I wouldn't go that give it that much room. But for if you wanted an investment, you could. But it's still holding up well and still looks good. SVR tried to break out of this little triangle today. Looks like a kind of little cup and handle look. Again, I think it's just the market wasn't strong enough for these to hold their breakouts. Several failures I saw on breakouts today. VVC, watch this one for a breakout. LNN, I like this one. It's already broke out above this downtrend line here. Now it's got some resistance up here, but it's looking good. TAL, another one breakout at above. Actually looks like it's got a little head and shoulders here. And what else here? NOV could be at resistance here, but it's had a nice breakout, a lot of volume yesterday, and it's still holding up fine, so it may go ahead and break through this and go higher, but National Oil Arco panel we talked about yesterday still looks really good. MHP we talked about yesterday still looks good. Woodward Governor we talked about yesterday still looks good in the hole. It's holding that downtrend line, and Westlake Chemical still looks really good. Let's go over to look at the current market signals. No changes here. Everything's on a buy. Same price objectives. Of course, we didn't move all that much today, so everything looks great. So that is it for today. Thanks for watching.